Hello. Alright, so I did not expect to see my project Burn Guardian to be that well received by so many people. And thank you for your private messages and also for the feedback that I have received across multiple um, platforms. By that I mean I have been receiving so many positive feedback from forums, threads, personal emails, and texts, and voice communications. And so the majority of us already agree that the Burn Guardian is not well perceived in raid because it's not great compared to like other classes. However, in terms of general PvE, the Burn Guardian is actually doing quite well. And so, if you would like to bring your Burn Guardian into a raid environment, make sure that you tell the teammates first before you actually bring it in. Otherwise, they might not have a good impression of that. But if you're close to them anyway, so they might be tolerant toward the Burn Guardian. And among the questions that I have received, there was actually one that asking me what do I think about the thief. Now I have been playing thief since day one, and the build that I usually go for with the thief is the berserker, and just pure draw damage, get in get out quick, and that's my playstyle for the thief. As for the condition damage of the thief, I actually think that the thief condition damage is very interesting, and by that I'm implying on the fact that the utility skill of the thief right here, it applies the venom. Now the venom means that every time when you attack, and if you have the venom stack on you, the venom stack will convert into one stack of poison condition. And the thief utility skill of venom, it can spread to other allies, and in this case it can spread to 5 other targets. And what that means is that the other allies can use the venom stack on them to convert that into the poison condition damage. And imagine if you have a heavy condition damage dealer like a necromancer or an engineer, those two classes will deal their normal rotation condition damage, but it can also stack another extra 5. As you can see in this case, the venom has 5 stacks, and so that will apply 5 extra stacks of poison conditions on a target from the heavy condition damage dealers like the necromancer, the engineer, etc. And so the thief, in the condition damage build sense, it is a team support for the heavy condition damage dealer. So for the necromancer and for the engineer, the thief is actually doing them a favor, and it can increase the overall damage. However, as you can see in here, that I was testing prior to making this introductory video, the thief condition damage, personal thief condition damage, wasn't actually doing great. It can only pull up to 14,000 damage, and so I've been doing a fair number of tests, and so it's ranging from 12,000 to actually it was from like this is garbage. Don't worry about that. This is garbage. It was actually starting from this point right here, like 12,000, nearly 13,000. Yeah, but then I messed up a little bit with my rotation, so it went back down to 12,000. So but usually it about like 12 to 13,000. Actually it was usually about 13,000 damage, up to 14,000 damage. So that is the personal DPS of the thief condition damage. And so this is not just about the thief itself. So if you look at that benchmark, what I will be showing you in the video after this introductory, you can see it for yourself that the thief wasn't actually doing great in terms of just personal condition damage applying on a single target. It wasn't actually doing great for itself. But in terms of the overall, if it can spread the venom across to 5 other targets, and they will apply it on top of a on a single target, then it will increase the overall team damage. But that is just on theory. Now in practice, I haven't tested out, and so I would like to have an opportunity for me to test it out, and maybe I'll ask my team member to let me test out the thief condition damage the next time I raid and see how well can I perform. And so this is a utilities that I'm using on venom, so that is 5 stacks, that is 4 stacks, so that 9 stacks, 9 stacks plus another 6, so that 15 plus another 4, so that 20 stacks of poison. Now imagine that the necromancer or an engineer have maybe about like 5 or 10 on them. Imagine that, you know, these will stack on top of that, so that 28, and combined with the AP from epidemic from the necromancer, it will increase the stack to a tremendous amount. But again, that was just on theory. In practice, I don't know, I haven't tested one yet, but I will be asking my team member to let me have the opportunity to test it out. And I'm actually thinking about using sloth, the raid boss sloth, to test with the necromancer on the poison and use the epidemic to bounce it back to the boss and see how much damage can they perform. So that's my plan. But again, at the moment, if you just look at the personal DPS that I have right here, along with the video DPS test that I will be showing after this, and then judge the thief based on just that, it will not be fair for the thief. So please keep that in mind. Now for the build itself, I'm using full viper from my engineer, because this is the gear that I'm using for my engineer, and I'll just swap it to my thief. Superior Rune of Berserker with a dagger, superior sigil of earth, and superior sigil of venom, and with a short bow. I don't actually use the short bow for this build. For the raid environment, for the general PvE environment, I would say that a short bow has its advantage because of the AoE. But for the raid, I don't use a short bow at all. I just have it there because of the mobility for me to travel, and I mainly just use the dagger, the dual dagger, to apply the condition damage and also to spread the venom. For the pack piece, I'm using the Viper, Amulet Viper, Sinisters, and Viper. I'm sorry, this one is actually it's so confusing. Let me just swap them around. Where is it? Where's the Viper? Oh yeah, that's that Viper. Jeez, so confusing. All right, so let me start it off again. Viper Amulet, Viper Accessory, Viper Ring, Sinisters, and Sinisters. There we go. So these are from my engineer, and I don't have another Viper Accessory and Viper Ring to be testing, but I don't think that it will be matter that much, because based on the utility of the thief, it's all about sharing. It's not about the thief itself, but it's about the team overall. So the condition duration that I only achieve 55.20. So if I have another set of Viper, I think I can increase it to another 7%, so that would push it to 62.20% of the condition duration. The reason for that is because, and the reason for me to come up with that figure is because let me start again. If you look at this figure, 55.20%, right? And that's a Viper Accessory and Viper Ring. If I replace that with another Sinisters, that will go down to it will go down to 48.20. And so an accessory combined with a ring will give you a 7% increase in condition duration. And so I don't have the another set of accessory and ring for the Viper to be testing it now, but I would imagine that it would not be that much of a difference, again based on the assumption that the thief is all about sharing, is caring. It's not about the thief itself, it's about the team overall. So that's what I'm aiming to achieve. For the specialization in the build, I'm using the deadly arts, I'm using the dagger training. Every time I attack with my normal hit, I also apply the poison. Review training. The reason for me to have this is because it increased my power by 200 points, and I don't use traps, and I don't use immobilize, because immobilize, it will be there. It will be from the other team members in the race that will be applying the immobilize, so there's no reason for me to have. Next one, potent poisons. Increase the damage of the poison, but also duration. Next one, this one I don't even use because the extra damage when the target is below the health threshold. This one would be an ideal for berserker physical, but for the condition damage, I would say this one is more appealing because its damage increased by 33% and the duration increased by 33%. So that's something that I like to have for the condition build, but for the physical berserker, I would have this instead. So the next one, trickery. Trickery, I'm using the whenever I dodge, I leave behind a caltrops, or actually not a caltrop, but caltrops. I can't speak English now. So I'll be leaving the bleeding condition damage onto the target. And the next one is pressure strike, which will be applying the torment, and the torment will be 3 stacks, which is nice to have. And also the last one with stealing, which apply the confusion, which is another 5 stacks. And this one is the key because it increased the condition damage by 15%. That's something that I'd like to have as well. And this will just increase the maximum initiative by 3, so I have more initiative to be spamming the death plus-ups. Now for the Daredevil, I'm using the Havoc Mastery, increase the damage by 7%, and I'm using the Absolution rather than Stark Master and Impact because obviously I don't use these two, so the Absolution is the ideal. And last one is my Lotus. I'm using the Lotus to whenever I dodge, I will be applying the bleeding, torment, and cripple onto multiple targets. But if you only have the boss, that's also fine because it will apply the bleeding on the boss. So that's what I am planning to have. That's what I am aiming to achieve. Apply as many condition damage as possible. Alright, so for the utility, again I'm using the Venom, and also I'm using the all of my Venoms for this build. And the last one also is Venom. Regardless of the physical build or the condition damage build, you always have the Basilic Venom. Reason for this is because the Basilic Venom is a very strong CC skill to have, and it can spread to multiple targets. So 5 people having a Basilic Venom that can apply this stone, that can apply the stone condition onto a target that will break the CC bar. And that's something that you will have regardless of the build. Berserker condition doesn't matter, you will have the Basilic Venom anyway. Alright, so at the moment my condition damage is 2306. And so let me just check. Yeah, actually because I already tested out, so I will showing you the video of me doing the DPS test on a golem. So for the golem I use the average one, and also I will be using the conditions on the golem for the vulnerability 25 stacks. And because I already did a number of tests, the number of tests on this one, so I will be showing you right after this video. So again, let me just summarize everything before I move on into that, showing you that video. Is that the thief personal DPS doesn't justify the ability of the thief for the raid. For the general PvE doesn't matter, and I think that the general PvE, the thief condition damage is actually a good choice to have for the thief. because of the high mobility combined with the ability to spread the condition damage on multiple targets. So that's something that the thief would benefit from in general PvE. So when you do the meta events or events, so that's something that you can use. Now for the raid, just looking at this number is below, even below my Burn Guardian, but it makes up with the ability to share and increase the overall damage of other condition damage dealers. Now I don't have that figure with me yet. I need to speak with my team and then see how I can help them increase in their overall damage. And the boss that I'm planning to do is the sloth boss, and so I'll get back to you on that one. So yeah, again, in summary, thief is all about sharing is caring. You constantly spread your venom to your allies so that they can apply extra condition damage, extra stacks of poison condition damage onto the enemy. So that's what you are aiming to do. Alright, so I'll stop here. I'll show you the DPS benchmark and let you judge the thief for yourself. But again, keep that in mind. Thief condition damage is all about sharing is caring. So let me just put this one right here for you. Okay, so I'll stop to the video now.